Hi, sweethearts, it's Kimberly Lovell here, and today I wanted to share with you a little bit more about the Access Consciousness Foundation classes that I'm teaching. So, for those of you who don't know me, I am an Access Consciousness Certified Facilitator. I teach Access Bars, I teach Access Energetic Facelift, and the Access Foundation class. I also share a number of programs online and workshops that I teach and one-to-one sessions with people all over the world via Skype and Zoom. So you can find out more about Access Consciousness on my website, which is www.kimberlylovell.com. But let me tell you a little bit about the Access Foundation, because I've been receiving some questions about this from some of my students, other people that have seen the courses advertised and they're not sure kind of what they're about really. And so Access Consciousness is an amazing healing modality and a philosophy that is very pragmatic, and it's highly transformational. You know, I've spent 30 plus years now working in mind, body, spirit, working with a background in psychotherapy, NLP, energy healing, lots of different healing modalities that I've practiced and taught over the years. And I have to say that Access Consciousness is phenomenal in terms of the speed at which you can transform your life. So what it does is it gives you, it's basically a toolbox, tools, processes, kind of ways of being and ways of creating in the world, so that you can create the life and the business, the health, the relationship that you would love. Okay. And so it works in all areas of your life, and it gives you this toolbox of processes that are simple and yet very powerful, that will help you to rapidly shift your life and turn things around. So if you could change something in your life, what would that be? And there may be like one area of your life that you'd love to change. There may be several areas of your life to change. And there's probably some areas of your life that you're thinking that that's never going to change. Maybe you've been working, on changing things for a little while, and maybe you're kind of feeling frustrated, or maybe you're like, something needs to happen now. If this is speaking to you and you know that you're wanting more in your life, and that you know that more is possible, even if you're not quite sure how, then the Access Foundation course could be perfect for you. Okay, so it's 4 days of 4 days of fun, of adventure. And what the course does is it kind of goes through different areas in your life. It looks at all the patterns and the behaviors that are kind of going on. It's a very kind of like light way to be able to gain awareness and gain more consciousness in terms of the life that you're choosing, the life that you're creating. And it's so amazing to see and to have the awarenesses come up for you during this course. And so for me, when I did foundation, I've done about 3 foundations now, and when I did the foundation course and came into Access, what changed for me was having that awareness and having to know that that there wasn't anything wrong with me. Because much as I never really judged my clients, I kind of was always secretly judging myself, and sometimes not so secretly. So I will be frustrated with myself, that after all these years, I've still got this going on or whatever. And so it kind of allowed me to realize that there's nothing wrong with me. Okay. I've, throughout my life, perhaps like some of you, I've not felt so much like I fitted in. Okay. And, some of my abilities and gifts have been quite challenging for me as an empath, being aware of other people's thoughts and other people's feelings, other people's judgments. It's quite challenging to have that awareness if you don't have the tools to be able to manage that. And so one of the things that the foundation did for me was to really help me acknowledge all of my awareness and, just how vast that was, and help me to be able to live with more of me. Because one of the things that can happen is that when you are aware and you're not aware that you're taking on other people's thoughts and feelings, that you don't actually have your reality. A lot of the time you're living in other people's realities. And so when you're doing that, it's like you're not creating your life, okay? So let me ask you now, like, whose life are you living? Is it yours or is it somebody else's life? And is it the life that you'd like to be living, the life that you'd love to be living? And if there's some area, there's usually some area that we'd like to be changing, you know, we're all kind of on a journey, and it is an adventure. And yet sometimes when we're kind of like in our stuff, and caught up in our head and in the thoughts and the feelings, and, you know, sometimes feeling overwhelmed and stuck or challenged, then it's not the life that we love, right? And yet we're here to have this amazing adventure of life. It is such a gift. And so what if you could find the joy? What if you could really enjoy the adventure of life? And what if you could create whatever you wanted in the world? What if there was no limitation? Would you be willing to have no limitation in your life? Sometimes, you know, when I ask that question, I know even for me, but it's kind of felt like, well, that's not possible, right? And so Access is an amazing gift for helping you to change the things that you'd thought were impossible to change. Because truly everything is possible and anything is possible, and it just requires you to choose it. So what are you willing to choose for you? What are you willing to choose for the planet? And what are you willing to choose for your body? Would you be willing to be more of who you are and more of the gift and the magic that you came here to be? More of the contribution that you came here to be? And would you be willing to receive all of the magic and all of the contribution and gift that the universe is waiting to gift you with? And if you're kind of feeling excited about this, or you're curious about this, or your body's kind of like, like, when is it? Then I encourage you to sign up on the course, check out the details, you know, do what it takes. If you have questions, then do feel free to email me or connect with me on Facebook. I'm kind of quite out there on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all the usual spaces and places. And I would love to talk with you about the Access Consciousness and about the foundation. So I hope that you'll join me. I would love for you to come play, and I will see you soon, either on the course or if not, then somewhere else in another place, another space. And until then, much love. Bye for now.